What's going on, Bulls Nation? Hello or hello again.
I'm Robert.
You found yourselves the CHGO Bulls Postgame presented to you by DraftKings. Don't forget that promo code CHGO when signing up your account at DraftKings Sportsbook.
Do that.
Vooch, over 31.5 points, rebounds, assists. You're welcome. I'm Peck. You can follow me on Twitter at Bulls_Peck. Big Dave is at Bow, BWL Sports. Will to go Gottlieb, Will_Gottlieb. Our pal and our producer, Joey, rocking with us as always. That's a tough one. Bulls lose to the Wizards 102-100, fall to 1-1. And we'll have to turn right back around and try and win their home opener against Cleveland tomorrow night. But we're here to talk about this game against the Wiz. DeMar. Leading a fourth quarter comeback.
He did that.
After some ugly Bulls offense, particularly in that second half.
Yeah.
They somehow find themselves with the ball down 2, 7 seconds left. Thought DeMar might pull off another DC miracle. Rimmed back iron, front iron, and out. Heart exploded out of my chest. Had to grab it, shove it back in there, duct tape it up.
Shoot it, kaboot it.
Any issues with that?
Of relief. Not a relief, though.
Not a relief heart attack, this one.
Not a heart attack of relief, a heart attack of actual disappointment and despair. Either of you have any issues with that shot selection? That was a deep three DeMar took, but you know what? So was the one he hit against the Pacers.
I thought it was a fine shot. I mean, look, I trust DeMar to take whatever shot he thinks is going to be best at any given point at any game. But there's 5 seconds left. He comes off that screen. They get the switch. And, like, we always talk about he can get whatever shot he wants. But, like, that requires time. And they are coming off a timeout where I'm sure, you know, the Wizards were just talking about do not bite on this pump fake. Do anything you can to not, like, make a tough shot. Do not let him go to the free throw line. And, he comes off the screen. Go for the win. I prefer those than just like going for the tie in general. And yeah, it kind of reminds me of the Bucks game when Zach pulled up for 3. I think it was game 1 against the Bucks in the playoffs, and people were questioning that shot. That's like you're going for the win. You got to go for it.
Yeah, I didn't have a problem per se with the shot. I wanted to know if he was going to try to get a better look. But it just seemed like he had resigned and made up his mind. Where he was standing, that is where I'm going to shoot.
And I feel like when you have such little time, it's like if there's an opening, you got to take it because you don't know if you pass it up, there might not be another one.
Right,
so.
Like a couple extra dribbles could lead to disaster. You're absolutely
exactly
right. But the shot was on line. It was right there. Good defense by the Wizards. But yeah, I thought he was going to hit that. Like I really did.
It's surprising when they don't go in.
Yeah, and that's what's great.
Thank you.
That's what's great.
It is surprising when they don't go in.
Yeah.
Jack Brown in the comments kicking off our don't do their homework / bad takes portion of the evening, saying literally any other player on the court had a better shot at making a 3 than DeMar. Jack, do you know that DeMar was 2 of 3 behind the 3-point line in their victory on Wednesday? Do you know that DeMar had 2 game-winning, buzzer-beating threes against this very Wizards team last season, also did against the Pacers.
Back-to-back.
We need to completely delete this idiotic notion of DeMar can't shoot threes that somehow found its way into lazy NBA takes dictionaries. The man is one of the best closers in the game. I don't care if he's in the mid-range on the elbows or anywhere behind the 3-point line.
Yeah.
As Will and Dave said, as other people in the comments are saying, he earned the right to take that shot, and you believe he's going to make that shot, and he almost did it again tonight. Get out of here with that Bush League bullshit.
Yeah,
it's a terrible take.
We're talking about a guy.
No one else on this team can shoot threes. That's the other part of your comment that's ridiculously wrong to me. Wait, who do you want, Caruso taking that? Maybe Coby. Coby is the only other maybe, I guess, answer.
But do we give Coby the ball in a last shot?
No, we do not.
Situation?
No, we do not.
Maybe.
He's already done it twice. I mean, it's like it's simple as that.
Vooch took a deep 3 tonight too in a crucial possession in the last minute and a half.
Took a very deep 3.
Deep 3.
Too deep. Yeah, he did. Very deep. But we're talking about a guy who had 32, 6, and 6. You know what I mean? Like, come on. Like, it's hard for me to find fault with him. And like you said, we watched him do this last year. And the shot he hit last year was a worse shot. In both of those games.
He was double-teamed, trapped in the corner.
Yeah. In the Indiana game, it was a terrible it was off of one leg. And then in that one, it was double-teamed pump fake in the corner. This one was a better-looking shot. This was a better, more ideal shot. But it just didn't go down, man. This was honestly as bad as it was. This was a typical Bulls-Wizards game which was wild. These are kind of how their games are. They're weird and wild. Teams go up and then they go down, and then it comes down to the last second. Shout out to Bradley Beal for being Bradley Beal and doing what he does.
A couple of tough buckets there at the end.
I mean, dude, you had your best defender on him. I mean, what else do you want? You know what I mean? He just won. He won. He won that
It's
one.
a crazy stat line for him. 19 points on 14 shots.
Right.
8 assists. I really felt like he probably scored 35. Like he
was
everywhere.
quiet until a few big buckets they needed from him in the fourth. And I know that because I took him to score over 20 points tonight.
Well done, sir.
That stuff.
Well done. But Kuzma was the one. Like Kuzma was the one that was carrying
and
the team.
he got hot early.
Yeah, got hot early, man. And then he's kicked it off in that third quarter with those big back-to-back threes in that third quarter. But it was a game. It was because the Bulls, how can I put this? They had those runs and they would get back in it. And then we would see Washington with those huge swing plays.
I think it starts the other way around. I think it starts where Washington has those huge swing plays because the Bulls go through these 4, 5, 6 minute scoring droughts where they cannot score the ball.
Yeah.
It happened in the second quarter, it happened in the third quarter, and then it happened to close out the game with the exception of the last minute or two.
Yeah.
The Bulls just have no way to generate offense if it's not DeMar. And we've talked a ton so far this year about randomness and pushing the pace. And, we see it for bits and pieces with that bench unit. Sure. They come in and they get a couple steals and they get out in transition and Dragic does a thing and Andre Drummond gets a lob. And then it just turns into complete slop.
Yeah.
And they can't score and they're turning it over. And then you're watching the game looking like, Billy, why haven't you put DeMar back in 3 possessions ago? And
why is Andre Drummond still on the floor?
10-10 for Drummond.
And so it's just very difficult to I almost feel like the Bulls should not have even been in this game because of how poorly they played.
They were down 17.
For a different stretch.
Like a better team than the Wizards would have buried them earlier. A lot earlier. They just let the Bulls hang around because the Wizards aren't that good.
No, Bulls kind of fought that way back. I ain't gonna say they let them hang around. They kind of came back on their own.
But I mean, yes, they did. But they did in spite of what Will is talking about, which is that in the third quarter and then again in the fourth quarter, the Bulls' offense wheels fell off and they had a field goal drought of 4+ minutes.
Definitely
2 different times in the second half.
2 times.
How do you still come back?
Double dose.
Knowing that your offense, especially when you're trying to find looks when DeMar's off the floor, is that just pathetic.
Well, one way to do it is what the Bulls were doing was just getting to the free throw line because I think they got there 30+ times.
Yeah, that kept him in the game.
Yeah,
it was all Vooch.
Yeah, definitely, man. Shout out to Vooch at the free throw line, man. He was causing havoc down there.
12 career high.
Yeah.
I mean, just especially, I think he had 6 in the first couple minutes, just trying to get post position.
And he and DeMar were combined 22 of 23 free throw line.
And the reason I say I thought it was runs then the swing. Because I saw that in the first half for sure. The Bulls definitely went on that run. And then that swing when they got that block on Io. They came down, hit that 3-pointer in the corner. We saw that again in the second quarter. They went on a nice run and then turned it over immediately. It was a layup they should have had and didn't hit it. Went back down on the floor. Another 3-pointer, Avia in the corner. So they did that twice. And those are 2 huge ones. And then Porzingis hit a colossal 3. For them also in the fourth, and he fouled out, which was awesome. This dude's beard is weird, by the way.
Matt, while we're watching the game, he's like, "Have a seat, you big tree."
That's the quote. Yes, it is. That's exactly the
big
quote.
Tree.
Yes. It was the nicest insult I've ever heard.
It's I can't take full credit for it. Actually, it's something that Chandler Bing calls Tom Selleck's character in Friends.
It
was trying to come in and mess up Chandler and Monica's relationship. Tom Selleck plays Monica's ex-boyfriend Richard.
Thank you.
And Chandler calls him a big tree.
Oh,
you big tree.
All right, we got a Friends reference out. Shout out.
Guilty pleasure for sure. We've got plenty of super chats in the comments. We'll get to those here before we take our break, at least the first few. Keep those super chats coming. Schwo with a funny joke here saying, DeMar representing California with that in and out. I assume you're referring to the fact that his shot went halfway down and came out. And those delicious JK overrated in and out burgers.
Yeah, they are overrated.
So overrated.
Yeah.
Like not trash, but just all people in California who think that they have the best of any kind of food are wrong.
Damn.
It's true. I lived in California. I can say that.
What'd you say, Joe? What you call it? A pecanated? Is that what you called it?
Pecanated.
Pecanated? Yeah, okay.
Put it on a T-shirt.
Put on the shirt, baby. Put it on the shirt.
For the record, I don't dislike ice cream, you guys. Okay?
Steve, you turned it down 3 scoops.
Not
of
what I
ice cream?
said.
Hell no. Yes, that is the answer.
You're talking to someone who used to put down a pint of Ben & Jerry's a night in his early 20s.
Whoa.
It's a lot.
Slow down, Tiger. You're looking at the wrong guy when you're trying to talk about a pint.
What do you eat, a quart of ice cream a night?
Yeah, I can do that. What are you talking about, man? Yes, I can do that.
Your quinoa flavored ice cream.
With sprinkles.
This is my non-dairy soy quinoa ice cream.
Sprinkles. Yes. Is this a diet ice cream?
It's a big hit in California.
Is that the diet ice cream though? Like, I need the diet one. Yeah.
Speaking of diet ice cream, that's about as excited as anyone should be about Patrick Williams' game tonight.
Whoa,
I see people with super chats about Pat, so let's just get there.
Yeah.
Charles saying, why can't P. Will be more freaking assertive? Evan saying, P. won't is hurting this team badly. Painful to watch.
Painful
yeah.
P.
Painful P.
24 minutes for Pat tonight.
Passive P.
2 of 5, 7 points. Once again, and this will make our pal Mark K mad, 2 rebounds. 2 rebounds from your starting power forward.
Yeah.
Nothing else across. He did have 1 block. Remember early in the game, and we were like, oh my God, we can't believe Pat blocked a shot.
Yeah.
That was the only time he put his name on this game was a block.
It's not good when you're surprised.
11 field goal attempts in the first 2 games combined.
And 2 free throw attempts, which I think you can lump right in there because it just shows that he's not attacking at all.
Lauri Markkanen has 15 field goal attempts tonight with 10 minutes to go in the fourth quarter.
He's home.
Can we just get him back?
No, because he ain't going to be home. No. Leave him where he is.
Would you rather have him or Derrick Jones Jr., who didn't play, and a first-round pick that the Bulls aren't going to get?
Shout out to our guy.
Lowry wasn't going to do that here. It just wasn't going to happen, y'all.
Shout out to our guy Kyle Williams, who's hanging out in the chat, who's saying, man, Pat Will's not even playing defense. That, to me, might be the most upsetting part about all this. Like, yes, he had a block tonight, but he even looks disinterested and or confused on defense. That was the one thing that I wanted Pat to hang his hat on this season.
Yeah.
I was tempering expectations for Bulls fans who were like, year 3, time for Pat to get 15 shots a game and average 15-plus points a game. And I was like, I don't know whether or not that's going to happen, but I do know that regardless of who he's sharing the floor with, one thing he can do is show us marked improvement on defense.
You know, man,
That's part of the reasons they drafted him.
I'm a very patient person. You know this.
Yeah.
I'm very patient. But one thing I do not have patience for is people who don't have effort. And it just drives me crazy. Lack of effort will forever drive me crazy. He looks content with just being out there. Like, he doesn't worry about doing anything. He just looks content with, like, I'm out here and it's cool and it's fine. I'll do one thing and, I tried. All right, we'll go away. We'll walk away. And then he made the preacher mad over here, man. Like, because he went up with the shot and it was like the invisible bully was trying to block his shot and he pump faked it for some reason and then threw it over the other side of the rim. Because you know why it was extra bad? I'm sure you know this. Is because it was on Porzingis, who at the time had 5 fouls. So he wasn't going to try to block your shot. You know what I mean? He wasn't trying to get kicked out the game. He was going to be content with, okay, I'll give that up. Pat talked himself out of it on his way up. He talked himself out of the shot. And that's what's so infuriating about it, man. Like,
how about, I don't care if it's Porzingis or anybody. I just dunked 5 times in a game on the Bucks. I'm dunking.
Told you. Made the preacher cuss, man.
Dunk the ball.
Can I bring up a separate point?
Yes, you
This
can.
is what I thought immediately after the game. If they don't come out sleepwalking in both the third quarter for at least 7 minutes and then the first 5 or 6 of the fourth quarter, they win that game easily.
Yeah, but see, that brings us back to what Will was talking about, which is how does this team generate good looks without DeMar on the floor?
Yeah.
And I think we saw 2 good answers to that with DeMar and Vooch. Obviously, DeMar is
the thing that worked the most offensively when DeMar was getting his rest was the magical 2-man game of Dragic and Drummond.
Break them up now,
with the most
baby.
ridiculous lobs and 2-man give and goes and alley-oops. And
Yes.
It's not ideal that was the thing that they were relying upon when DeMar was off the floor.
And that's exactly what they were relying upon because, Dragic ended up with 5 assists because of it. And Drummond, like I said, had 10 and 10. And that's wild because you wouldn't think that would be his stat line watching that, right? You'd be like, no, dude, you had at least 4 points and 4 rebounds and 12 turnovers. 10 points, 10 rebounds. And I guess that's why you can't, as my friend tells me, you can't watch basketball from a stat sheet. You have to actually look at the game within the game of what's going on here. Because he would just, and like I called it, the Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Like, he would be Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde on the same possession. You know what I mean? Like, oops, here's a turnover. Oh, man. But he comes there with an incredible block. Like, it was so strange watching in this game, man.
The Drummond experience is like as advertised.
It's chaos.
Yeah.
Maybe even crazier.
I
wild,
got
bro.
I got
You
6
will-
new gray hairs tonight watching Drummond play 12 minutes.
Dragic will like throw up a lob that is just like 100% outside of his catch radius,
Right.
and he'll just grab it and throw it down.
Yeah.
Next play, like completely misses a help, like sliding over to protect the rim, just like gets out of the way, comes down, turns the ball over, and then gets another lob like off the backboard. It's a crazy experience.
So it is, man. And then we'll get dunked on and come down the other way and get, a nice
Turn it over,
putback
trying to
tip in.
like shakes, like cross someone over. Like
man.
what are we watching here?
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so strange. Like, it's so strange of an experience. And, yeah. And it's funny because you know when it's over. You know what I mean? You know when the experience is over.
When he goes to the bench.
No. I'm saying you know when it's time to go to the bench.
Yeah.
Is my point. You're like,
I
nope,
think
that's
Billy
it. It's done.
needs to learn
Bye.
when it's time. I know he's trying to buy Vooch some rest and DeMar some rest, but like as I said before, those bench units come in and they look really good, and then they completely fall off a cliff.
Mm-hmm.
And like I think as the season goes on, Billy will find that line a little
Yeah.
bit sooner, because it does get to a point where they're like actively hurting you.
Yeah. And I'm sorry. I was going to talk about somebody else, but yeah, man, like those things, it was weird. It's such a weird thing. It works when it works, and then when it doesn't work, and then it works, and then it doesn't. Like, it's just, there's no rhyme or reason to it.
It's like impossible to evaluate.
Yeah, you can't put your finger on it, man. You just got to experience it. That's all you can do is experience it.
Some nice perspective from 37 Cycles in the comments who said, I know Andre isn't perfect, but he ain't Tony.
Oh, I've never lost sight of that. This isn't to say
one ever.
this isn't to say that, you know what I mean, he isn't good or hasn't been doing his thing. Or I want to see Tony Bradley out there again. I know.
Absolutely not.
Trust
No.
me, I know. Do you see how upset I got when I saw Vooch grab his elbow? Like, oh my God. Like, I was terrified. I was like, no, don't do that. Because I might see that dude out there. And I don't want to see that. Nobody wants to see that.
Oh, goodness. Cycles saying Pat's disappearing act was a bit less effective today. Yeah, I don't know if they used it to their advantage in the win on Wednesday, but this is flat out 2 duds from Pat to start the season.
And what magnifies it more is the other guys, they're not going to be able to do all those things every single game. Like, they're going to have to rely on you. Like, Javonte isn't going to have that Javonte game. Like, I don't even think he scored tonight. Like, he's not going to have those games. Caruso is not going to always have that game. Like, he had a really tough game tonight. They're going to have to rely on you. You know what I mean? You're going to have to do something out there when you're on the floor, because you just can't go out and disappear. Like, and that's what makes it more glaring, when
Right.
those guys are struggling. And now they're looking at you like, well, how about you go ahead and do that then? Handle your business. No, you don't want to do that today? That's not your thing? All right.
Caruso and Javonte combined to score 3 points in 46 minutes. They're not out there to get you a lot of buckets, but to get 3 collectively between 2 guys who spend 46 minutes on the floor, that's rough. But like that,
rough.
that's the live and die of this Bulls second unit right now.
Yeah.
They cause a lot of havoc with these turnovers and their aggressive defense, and they can't convert, and they're turning it over in transition.
Yeah.
Because they don't have Lonzo in transition, or DeMar's getting his rest, or
Right.
et cetera, et cetera. All right, we got to take our first break, and when we come back, we haven't even really talked about Io's game yet tonight. We'll get to that, a few other thoughts, more on Vooch, and more of your comments and your super chats. While we're reading these ads, we've got about 175 of you hanging out with us live on YouTube.
Hey,
Appreciate
like
you all. Glad you're all here. Hit that like button.
This one.
We're only at 44 likes. Let's
Show
get
'em the
that
thumb,
closer
Will.
up to 180 something. Today's episode brought to you guys by my very best sponsor. I know it's not right or politically correct to play favorites with our sponsors.
Okay.
But my favorite is Greenridge Farm, and you all know why.
Why, Matt?
Greenridge Farm is a Chicago local meat and cheese company offering you a better all-natural option. Makers of all-natural deli meat sausages and their famous meat sticks. Perfect for tailgating, happy hour, school lunches. These all-natural meat sticks are hardwood smoked for 8 hours. With 16 grams of protein per stick, it makes a perfect post-workout snack. People try so hard to try weird, creative ways to get protein in their diets. Have a meat stick, people! Meat sticks come in all kinds of flavors: chicken, Black Forest beef, jalapeno cheddar, spicy chili. If you haven't tried them yet, seriously, you guys, you are missing out. You should see what's in my fridge.
Do you have a favorite meat stick, Matt?
The jalapeno cheddar beef ones
That's
are
the one.
yowza.
Right on.
Delicious because they're made from recipes generations in the making, and being all natural, they deliver a fresh and flavorful alternative at snack time. It's my favorite time. Second favorite time behind game time is snack time. And actually, they kind of interchange every once in a while. You can always get them in the refrigerated section at Costco or Sam's Club, plus all of your local Chicagoland grocery stores. Yeah. And right now, when you place an order at greenridgefarm.com with at least 3 of their meat products and include a pack of meat sticks in your shopping cart,
come on,
those meat sticks will cost you $0.
$0.
Free meat sticks, people.
Free meat
by
sticks.
using promo code CHGO at checkout at greenridgefarm.com. Get some meat up in your life. I'm talking to you, sir.
He's talking to you, Will.
Mr. Diet Ice Cream.
Diet ice cream, baby. Get you some of that, man.
Mr. Quinoa chips.
Why? No, you're a part of this, Will. Sorry to tell you this. You also know what you're a part of, Will. Will, what time is it?
Game time?
Oh.
Ooh, that was like a breathy one.
It was.
Careless whisper over there.
I'm exhausted from that Bulls game.
Game time is the hottest new ticketing site, and they make it easier than ever to score the best deals in ticket sports, concerts, if you want to go see a nice concert, and shows. Have you ever dreamed of sitting in that seat you never thought you could? That 50-yard line, courtside, round plate, floor seats at a concert? Have you ever done it? I have. Well, guess what? It's all possible with the Game Time app. Biggest last-minute price drops can be found on the seats you thought your cool self could never buy. But now you can, because you won't find a better deal this season on Chicago Bulls tickets. You want to get you some for Saturday? This is the time to get it, y'all. That low price drop when the game's about to happen tomorrow. You might want to get on down with that. And just like CHGO, it is created by the fans for the fans. And they guarantee the lowest prices. So if you love CHGO, like I know you do, then you'll love Game Time. And the best way to support us is to do 2 things, y'all. Just 2 of them things, all right? 1, hit that like button. That's one thing you need to do. Second thing, link in the description. Go ahead and hit that. And go ahead and save you some money and get you a nice ticket, y'all. Join over 15 million people who have downloaded the Game Time app and score the best seats to all your favorite events. Joey, what time is it?
Game time. Who?
Sorry, we were looking for a
Sorry, judges.
disqualified.
It's a hoot. Hoot is what we're looking for.
You want to do the king of the game real quick?
King of the game.
Yeah, it's DeMar. Look, it's not going to be DeMar every night,
but it's
or
DeMar.
it might be, but it's sure as shit DeMar again tonight.
Believe that.
Just a quiet 32, while also, like he did on Wednesday, contributing to fill out the stat sheet in other areas, 6 boards, 6 dimes, 10 of 11 from the free throw line, and look, nearly another buzzer-beating game winner. I mean, he was that close to pulling it off, and what do you call it, Dave? The salve.
Yes.
When the Bulls offense was sputtering and looking like a blown-up Looney Tune character assortment, like, there comes DeMar, and it's like, give me the damn rock. 18 feet, boom, here we go, back on track.
Yeah, and also an incredible steal to get that game tied.
Oh, my God.
What a great steal that was.
DeMar doesn't play defense. He does when he needs to and wants to.
Man.
He's an elite scorer who uses opportunities to get a breather while on the court on the defensive end.
Yeah.
That's allowed among the NBA's best scorers.
It's a thing.
But, yeah, that is our DraftKings king of the game, DeMar Derozan.
King of the game.
Moving along with more of y'all's thoughts and post-game. Thanks for hanging out with us here on CHGO Bulls Postgame. Our guy Braggs from CHGO Bears. What's up, buddy?
What up, Braggs?
Saying, speaking of DeMar's last second attempt, the defender landed under DeMar on that final shot, and I'm paying you guys $10 to agree with me. I didn't
You don't have to pay
look
me
at
to
that
agree.
angle. I didn't see. I mean, I was too busy writhing around in emotional distress on the floor.
This is true.
But I didn't see.
Joey, can we watch the shot? Can you pull it up?
It's probably on Twitter somewhere.
I tweeted it out if you want to just look at the
Flex.
And like they have been very diligent NBA officials over the last few years about the landing space of jump shooters.
Yes, true. They have. Definitely have been. And I wasn't paying. Here it is.
Here we go.
Here it is right here.
Oh, okay.
To DeRozan being guarded by Gill.
Yeah.
That's a landing spot foul.
Upon closer examination, they
Sure. Yeah.
they absolutely could have called that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Could and should.
Yeah, I was just too depressed about DeMar missing the shot that I didn't even look at that aspect of it. But Braggs, you're 100% right, man.
right, sir. Which means you should have gave $100.
Shit.
You're 100% right. But we'll take the 10. Thank you very much, my friend. That is, he did. But yeah, that was tough, and it still almost went in. What a special player! I'm so happy he's here. I'm so happy he's here, man. But shout out to him, and again, shout out to Vooch. What was Vooch shooting night? 5 of 14 from the field.
Another really poor shooting performance, but another example of a game where he clearly had a huge impact.
Yes.
Outside of the scoring, which obviously was bolstered by the 12 of 12 career high free throw night for him, but the rebounding was really good. Just like establishing a presence in the post to sort of facilitate and get to the line. I thought he has just been really good so far this year. Defensively, he's getting to the level of the screen much better. As I talked about pregame, like the difficulty of having to contain the ball and then also get out to the shooter is really tough when it's a guy like Kristaps or Kuzma. But I thought he did a pretty good job, limited Kristaps as well as you can.
Yeah.
He's playing really well.
And also, like you said when you talked about Kristaps, I mean, he got him fouled out the game. And Kristaps was having the big tree out of there. And he was having a good game. And it made me think in the future, because teams aren't going to have, good backup centers mostly. Like some are going to, have some stinkers as a backup center. So it just made me excited for that future, that if he's getting these centers in early foul trouble and they got to go to the bench, and then he can really go to work, you know what I'm saying, on the second unit. So, yeah, I enjoyed that. His shot has not been falling, no. But 12 of 12 from the free throw line from your center is I will take it. I will take 24 and 8. I'll take that. 15 and 17. I will take that, y'all, for real. And yeah, he did a solid job, I thought, with that. And what was he? Shot 7 threes. That's a lot. It's a lot for Vooch, shooting 7 threes. But yeah, man, I still think he was solid.
He needs to take him when he's open.
Yeah, a couple of those were too
deep. There was one trailer 3 that Vooch took from the top of the key where he was open, and on the broadcast, Stacey was like, "That's a bad shot," and the three of us were sitting here saying like, "Sorry, we love you, Stacey, but that's not a bad shot."
Yeah, wide open 3.
If Vooch has a 3 that open,
take it.
Have to take it.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, a couple of those stand out. He was also in the corner for a couple of left corner threes. I think one of them went in. Just kind of an interesting note for the way that the Bulls are trying to like position guys on the floor, move the chess pieces around. Just kind of keep an eye on that as the Bulls try to find some offense somewhere. And maybe this is a good time to get into the IO stuff. Because,
let's do it.
Yeah, I mean, he came out of the gates playing really well.
He did.
We were all just like incredibly impressed with the way that he was attacking.
Truly.
Getting downhill. He had that dunk on like the first play of the game. He was getting downhill in transition, had a couple of nice assists, and then basically
I don't think he scored in the final 3 quarters.
He finished with 7 points. Really disappeared.
Yeah.
I don't really know what to make of it.
I don't either. I don't know what it was. He was getting some foul calls that weren't fouls also.
That one flop where he knocked over Porzingis. Big tree.
I know he looked like I get he looks like Creed, but come on now.
That was a good trailer. The way you did your voice there.
Thank you.
That was on point?
I've watched plenty of Friends. I impersonate any of those 6 characters. Yeah, I mean, maybe there's frustration of a couple of fouls that maybe were not fair. And then, I don't know, and I saw somebody bring it up in the comments earlier. He also got stuffed at the rim a couple times tonight.
Yes,
and I wonder if that maybe messed with his confidence a little bit.
That's interesting.
Because he did have that one authoritative take early, but then the next few times he tried to drive, he got stuffed at the rim. I want to say like 3 different times tonight.
I think Beal got him on a chase down, and then he missed a 3, and I think those were the last 2
maybe
shots
that got him, out of the right headspace or something.
But again, that I think really contributed to the Bulls' inability to get anything going offensively at points during the game, because like early on he was like generating the offense. DeMar had kind of a slow start, really didn't pick it up until the second half, but I was like just running the show. Yeah. And Vooch was getting to the line and all of that, but like then Io disappeared, you lose a third of your offensive output. Like of course they're gonna slow down. Yeah. And then DeMar like goes Super Saiyan and he can bring you back in, but like he needs some help. And this is exactly what they've talked about all training camp and to start the season, is like, where do we look for offense? Because we cannot just rely on DeMar to do this every night. It's looked great, but these are like the first 2 games coming out of summer break.
Yeah.
Like he's gonna get exhausted, and they need to find some source of sustainable offense before that happens.
I think he'll play tomorrow.
I
think that
100%
offense will be playing tomorrow. So I think that's one of. I'm not saying that's the answer, but it's definitely one of them. Zach LaVine will definitely help with that. But again, we got to see if he's getting himself in the shape, in the game shape, and things like that, and if he'll be ready to get out there and provide that kind of help for DeMar DeRozan. But yeah, in the meantime, that's who they're relying on. That's the offense, and you're right. It's not going to be sustainable for 82 games. Like at some point in time, somebody else has to step up. And I don't want to just put it all on Zach and say, oh, okay, well, if he doesn't have it, then Zach, you know what I'm saying? No, man, like this is a team here. Like somebody else has got to step up. You beat the Miami Heat because somebody else stepped up on the team outside of your top two players. Somebody else stepped up and scored. We saw Ayo do it. We saw Dragic do it. You know, the guys stepped up, and that's why you had the success you did. So you can't just be reliant on him every time. I get it. I'm not saying there aren't going to be games you're going to have to be, because that's going to have to happen for you to win. I get that. But it cannot be every game. And we've seen it these last two games like that. And, yeah, we just want some help for him. More help.
Before we continue on with the guard play, because I think we should also talk about what we saw from Coby tonight.
Coby!
Mr. Crazy Bees in the comments.
Oh, Lord.
I see you. We hear you. We understand that you are not a fan of Pat and that you would like the Bulls to start Javonte. Calm down.
Javonte, who also did nothing tonight.
He did not.
Javonte scored 0 points.
0 points.
Did nothing.
He looked really off.
And was bad on defense, too.
Yeah.
Was flying all over, making the wrong kind of hustle plays.
He was.
Just like, Javonte had a terrible night. If you want to make the argument that Javonte should be starting instead of Pat, fine. Tonight's not a great night to make that argument.
Yeah.
Even though it's like, oh, Javonte was a +2 and Pat was, oh my God, a -23.
-23. Yes, he was.
Yikes.
Yes, he was.
Either way, Mr. Crazy Beast, we get it. You think Pat's a bust. You're labeling him a bust already. Congratulations. Good for you. We're moving on.
Like your name, though.
Go, Will.
I just want to say, like, it's 2 games. We cannot call Patrick a
But
bust.
some of these people in Bulls Nation who are labeling and yelling bust for Pat because of tonight's game have been doing that since his rookie year.
Yeah, and I think it's totally fair to criticize tonight's game.
Yeah.
I think it's fair to criticize the last few games that we've seen.
Yes.
But, like, it's frustrating, but that does not, like, define his career.
Correct. Absolutely. Like, you're right. Like, but sometimes it's no middle ground with people. You know, it's either one way or it's the other. It's either really great or he's really, really terrible. So right now everybody's on the terrible because he had 2 terrible games, if we're being for real about this. That's not to say he's going to stay there. But I still think he's got to find where he's comfortable at. I think we know where he's comfortable at. And I just want to see him get back to that. Like, let's see that happen and see, you know, what comes from that. But, yeah, man, he hasn't been good. And I just don't like the idea of him being comfortable with doing nothing. I don't like the idea of him being comfortable with just being. You know what I mean? Like, just being. That's it.
And
I'm out here.
It's hard to have that frustration of a player that you're watching because I love just being.
Yeah.
I'm a lazy piece of shit, and I love sitting in chairs and watching sports and yelling at them to do better.
It's on his head.
It's a really hard critique to make about a player when you're like, man, you got to get out there and want him more. You got to unleash the beast, while I'm just like,
That's how you do it. That's how you eat. That's how he does it.
Yeah.
No, and you're right. You know what I mean? Like, we don't play.
That's why it's so hard for me to criticize.
But it's for me, like, just saying that, though, you know what the laziness looks like then.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know what it looks like when somebody's not giving their all because you're saying you don't. So you know what it looks like. I'm not saying why you'll be saying it with basketball player or anything like that, but looking at it, you want more effort, and that's just a bottom line of it. It's we're not seeing that effort from him, man, and it's frustrating just how comfortable he looked just being out there.
Yeah, I don't even know if, like, effort is the right word for me, or like aggressiveness or assertiveness. Like, it's just it's like surprising that he's just like
out there.
He's just invisible.
Yeah.
I don't really know, like, what word I want to apply to that, but it feels really bizarre to me that he hasn't put his mark on any moment, let alone a game yet.
And he's getting, I mean, how many minutes? 30? He played 30 minutes?
Pat?
Yeah.
24 minutes
24.
24 minutes tonight.
Fewest among the starters by far. Vooch, 30. 31 and 31 for Dosunmu and Caruso, and 37 for DeMar.
Yeah.
30. Oh my God, DeMar. Take care of yourself. Get some rest tonight, buddy.
See you out there, Zach.
Oh God,
can't wait to see it. But yeah, man, like we just want to see more from this guy. Like we got to see more from him, man. Like I'm still rolling with him. Honestly, I really am. In my head, y'all, I had a 20-game thing in my head. That's how I had it. I had it at 20 games.
What do you mean by that?
Where until I'm like, okay,
like you're giving
I know what you
him
mean.
20 games out of the gate this season, before you
until
make
I'm
any
like,
like definitive
yes,
decisions.
correct. Well, I'm like, all right, bro. All right, look, like we're trying to reevaluate some things right now. So I was like, I was giving it 20 out here, but it's so weird because I don't remember him looking like this in previous seasons. Like where it's just, I forget he's there. Like it wasn't like that. Like he was engaged. Like something occurred. Like you don't just get complimented by LeBron James and Kawhi Leonard by just being out there. Like you actually were doing stuff that they were like, damn, yo, he's nice. I remember that when LeBron said, LeBron don't compliment us. You know what I mean? Like y'all got one right here. When Kawhi's like, this dude's good. Like, yo, he's got something right there.
It's like
I think here's
Bill Belichick
it's very-
singing the praises of Justin Fields.
It's very Ben.
7 minutes.
It's very Ben Simmons-esque. It's the same. It's very Ben Simmons-esque.
Yeah.
All this, just no aggression like that.
Yeah, and look, as much
but
as
it's
I
also-
am all the way out on Simmons ever resurrecting his NBA career, the Nets look like trash. It makes me laugh. He was at least at one point an All NBA player.
He was.
Pat, yeesh, not so much.
Well, go ahead.
It's
Will.
not even like the same situation as his first year where he was like kind of one of the guys, you know, like they were trying to like run offense through him. It's like we've said, Patrick is not a standstill catch and shoot three guy. Like put him in the corner.
he's
Like he
not.
can't really do that. Well, tonight they needed somebody to step up and create offense. Like this is the opportunity for him to be like a secondary scorer in those units with DeMar. And I don't know. I just like, I don't get it.
It's weird.
Cole, stay away from that trade machine. It leads to no good.
Don't
no
listen to
good
him,
can
Cole.
come of the trade
We
machine.
love the trade machine.
It's like putting on the one ring.
We
You just don't do
love
it.
The trade machine.
Just don't do it. Shout out to Bulldog. All right, we got to take one more quick ad break here. While we do that, hit that thumbs up button. When we come back, we got a couple more super chats. Dre, Evan, I see you. We'll get to you. And then round out, taking a look ahead at tomorrow night, second night of a back-to-back against them Cavaliers from the land of Cleve.
Well done.
What?
Well done. I like that. That was very
Thank you.
nice.
Coming down to Cleveland again.
I got an idea about what you're going to have on tomorrow.
What am I going to have on tomorrow?
I think I know what you're going to be wearing tomorrow.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You know, just a guess.
Hey.
Just a guess.
Today's episode brought to you guys by those wonderful, fun people at DraftKings. Hey-o.
Hey.
Guys, NBA season is back.
It is.
Tip off the season with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA and our official gaming partner here at CHGO.
Yeah.
New customers can make any $5 NBA moneyline bet and get $200 in free bets if your team wins.
How much?
$200.
That's a lot of money.
Put a moneyline bet on the Bulls to beat the Cavs tomorrow, because to hell with Cleveland, and then you get $200 in free bets. Check this out. In addition to the usual bets and that moneyline bet, everyone can boost their winnings up to 100% with DraftKings stepped-up same-game parlays.
Hunt it.
Step up to the streets. Go to the DraftKings Sportsbook app, opt in, and place a stepped-up same-game parlay
Oh, my
today.
God.
With payouts bigger than ever, DraftKings Sportsbook is where I go
Yes.
to bet on the NBA. Download that DraftKings Sportsbook app right now using promo code CHGO. And again, that's any $5 moneyline bet on an NBA team to win this week and get $200 in free bets if your team wins. Only at DraftKings Sportsbook with that promo code CHGO.
Have you watched Stepped Up?
No.
I've watched them all.
Wow.
I love them because I love trash movies. You should know this.
It's true. I didn't know that about
Yeah,
you.
yeah, it is so bad. I love every second of it. Oh, my
Awesomely
God.
bad.
Oh,
Yeah.
like, oh my God, man. It's just just so terrible. I love it. Chicago!
Hey.
You've already got the best coverage of your favorite sports teams. So get fitted in the best sports gear around, and you know where to go for that. Faux cow.
Oh, show.
They got you covered, y'all, from Soldier Field to the United Center, the UC, from the north side to the south side. They got you covered up. Got the hoodies, got the slippers, got the signs, got the bobbleheads, and everything in between. Get decked out like DeMar with apparel from the leader in sports merch and collectibles. I'll just be trying to break Will when I do this stuff.
And you succeed.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Looking for that perfect gift for that football fan in your life? Because you know you got one. Well, FOCO is the place to go ahead and get them that gift because you know it's going to be chilly on that Lake Michigan, all right? It's going to be a little chilly. You're going to want you something like that. Get you a nice hoodie right there. Matter of fact, that CHGO hoodie, you can get them too. But also get you something from FOCO too, man, because they got that cool stuff that you're going to need to fight that Lake Michigan breeze. Check out FOCO.com or click the link in the description below. For all non-presale items, use the promo code CHGO. Get yourself 10% off because it's FOCO, Matthew.
Bo Show. Moving along, breaking down the Bulls' 2-point loss to the Wizards. Devastating way to start the weekend.
Oh, my God.
I'm devastated. Just people cannot get enough of the P. Will frustration in the comments. Evan with another super chat saying P. Will's off the ball basketball IQ is awful. Just to highlight that real quick, there was one moment in tonight's game. Can't remember if it was first half or second half. But remember, guys, when I pointed out to you that Pat actually made the right off-ball help defense decision.
I do remember that.
And it's noticeable when Pat actually makes the right help defense play.
Yeah.
That's not a good thing.
I don't think so.
Because it's not just him doing that all the time. It's like when he does actually make the right play on defense, it sticks out as like, hey, look, competent defense.
Competent basketball.
Not great.
Not a thing. Not a thing that's great. But yeah, but hopefully he gets another opportunity tomorrow.
Speaking of which, Dre with another super chat saying P will bounce back game tomorrow? Question mark.
I mean, we looking for it, baby.
More of the same against Mobley. And then I also saw somebody else in the comments earlier saying, because Pat is looking real rough tonight and we got to go against the Twin Towers with Mobley and Jared Allen tomorrow.
Don't say it.
I'm not saying it. I'm
Don't
relaying a
say
comment. Does Billy think about playing
do
Vooch
it.
and Drummond together?
Don't do it.
No.
Terrible idea.
But
Billy keeps on talking about it at practice like, oh, maybe it's time to start experimenting with lineups. You know, maybe we put Vuce and Andre Drummond together.
That's your Billy
and then, and then Vuce was talking about the other day. He's like, yeah, I mean, teams don't really play two centers, so I don't really see that happening.
kill that real
like,
quick. Yes. He said yes. Oh, before we were going to get into Coby White.
Yes, that's true.
And talk about that young Coby White, man, and the game that he had. I like the game that Coby White had, honestly.
Subtle, understated.
Yes.
But like thorough and positive across the board, I think.
I keep saying the same thing about, as far as what I like about him this season is he doesn't think about the last possession. Like immediately it's out of his head, whether he hits the shot or whether he misses the shot, whether he makes a turnover, whether he makes a great play, whether he gets burned on defense, whether he gets a steal. It doesn't matter. He's on to the next play after it's over. I love that because we didn't see that before. He would kind of stay there, and that's why he would go 1-on-4, try to make up for mistakes that he would do and just get in his own head about that. But now I just see him being, a smarter, better, calmer basketball player, and I like that, man. I like this game tonight. I really did.
Yeah, he got hot, especially in the second half, and if you'll recall, he hit a three in the corner that the refs actually removed.
Yeah,
because they said that he stepped out, and that could have been the difference in the game. They
You're
lost
right.
by 2.
Oh my God. Yeah. Will. Yes. Oh, that just hurt.
But the Bulls ran a nice set for him to just come off a screen at the top of the key and get a 3. And I pointed out like they just get so few of those movement shooter threes because without Zach, without Lonzo, there's nobody on the team that can get those kinds of shots, and it's really a great way to generate easy offense is to just come off a screen, catch and shoot 3. I think they need to look to do more of that. Coby played 31 minutes, which sounds crazy just because.
Led the bench in minutes by a considerable margin.
Yes.
But I thought he had some really good moments. And, as much as you can criticize his defense, which I think still is not that good, they do need him to be out there to shoot and to score because, again, they just cannot find ways to do that. I mean, 100 points in a game these days is like just not enough. You can't win that way. And they played well enough defensively to get a win.
They did.
But just to go through so many scoring droughts, you got to have guys out there that can hit shots, and Coby is definitely one of those guys that can get really hot and really cold. But they just have to have him out there.
Coby, he was plus 17 tonight.
Yeah.
And the other thing I like that, because I talked about this when we were breaking Coby White down. He's another guy on the floor who can actually get to the bucket. He's another guy that can put the ball on the floor.
He had a couple of great attacks and transitions tonight.
Yes, absolutely he did. And got to the bucket and got to the free throw line. Because especially with Zach being out, you don't just DeMar Derozan pretty much. I mean, Vuce did his thing, obviously, but it's not he's not putting it on the floor, crossing people over, getting to the bucket. But Coby did that, and he took a hard bump going in. He knew he was going to get hit.
Oh, yeah, that one take he had to the rack?
Yes, man.
He got laid out.
And he knew it. But then he put a smile on his face while he was laying down like, yeah, I knew that was coming, man, because I'm 6'5". I'm also pretty big. So, yeah, man, I enjoyed his game. I just wanted to see him to continue to grow, man, because he really did look solid for me.
Yeah, Shay LA in the comments saying Coby's playing for that bag. Look,
sure,
he did not get that rookie extension, and I think as we addressed on a recent episode this week, he knew he wasn't going to get that extension.
Right.
So he does have a lot to play for and to prove, and I think Coby can still very easily this season prove to not just the Bulls, but to every team in the NBA, I am a valuable piece. I can be a valuable piece on your roster because he's looking like a more confident player. It's always just been about consistency with Coby.
Yeah.
But as you were just kind of laying out there, Dave, it seems like maybe we're finally getting to the point where Coby is able to just take games one play at a time and know this is my goal on this possession, and I'm going to get from here to there. Yeah. And whether that's curling around a screen for a quick catch and shoot three opportunity like we saw him do tonight, or finding those right opportunities to attack the basket, as he also did tonight, finally seems like he's starting to have more confidence in the consistency of what he can do well on an NBA floor.
I agree.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, they need him to be out there doing that. It's not like, Coby, here's your role. Like, I'm going to confine you into this thing. It's like, Coby, we need you to do you right now. And it's what we talked about with Patrick, and like just not being able to step to that moment, not being able to provide what the Bulls need, even if it's within the scope of what he does well. I think Coby is kind of in a situation, maybe it's like, you know, as he's talked about before, like his first real off season. I don't know how much I buy into any of that, but like they need him to go out there and shoot the ball because they just don't have anybody else to do it. The Bulls took 27 threes tonight. Like that number would be last in the league. That's pretty much what they averaged last year.
Wizards took 26, but they made 10, and the Bulls made 7.
That's not good enough either. But Eastern Conference basketball.
Yeah. No, like the Bulls. As we already talked about how they just absolutely worked the Wizards from the free throw line tonight, mostly between Vooch and DeMar. If that doesn't happen, then the Bulls get blown out in this game. Neither team shooting the three particularly well. I saw Leia Sepulveda in the comments as we're talking about what Coby can prove this season, saying for all those reasons the Bulls should just trade Coby now before he goes back to normal. That's mean.
Very mean.
Have a little faith in Coby.
How dare you?
To prove the doubters wrong this season, to prove that he's going to be solid all season long.
You want to talk about mean, you should see some of the nicknames they're coming up for Patrick
I
Williams.
just saw someone call him the Flaw.
The Flaw. Well, they're calling Matt the Foot. That's
the Foot.
Yeah.
Yeah, baby. Yeah, how did Braggs not know that I'm the Burks guy?
Yeah, that was
seriously.
First time, Braggs.
That's on you, Braggs.
Yeah,
where you
for
been,
real,
Braggs?
bro. That's on you.
Come on, man.
You owe us another $10.
Gorgeous day.
Yeah.
Ain't no way I'm putting these Burks in the closet on a day like today.
No shoe prisons for this man.
Hell no. All right, so with our remaining 10 minutes or so, guys, let's look ahead to tomorrow night.
Sure.
Hard to bounce back from a loss like this. Bulls will fly home tonight. Are they going to do a shoot around tomorrow or a practice tomorrow? Will they're going to be off?
Have not heard yet, but my guess would be no.
Okay, and then what? So okay, here's the first question. Before we even get into what the Cavs are going to throw at us, does Billy make any changes other than assuming Zach is green light to play? Zach's in.
I'm sorry.
Thank you.
That's brilliant. I'm sorry. That's brilliant.
Zach inserted into starting lineup, Caruso to bench. Assuming that happens because Zach is available, do we think Billy changes anything else?
That's a great question. That is a really great question.
Thank you. My name is Burke Nowitzki. I'll be here all weekend.
Nowitzki, man. Man, that's hard. I swear, flip side, that's hard right there. Burke Nowitzki. That's hard. I'm going to say no. I want him to. I think he should. But I'm going to say no right now. I think he wants to still see that lineup out there. And with Zach LaVine, I think he wants to see it happen. And knowing who they're going against in their front court tomorrow is another reason why I think there won't be that change happening. When you got Mobley, like you said, Mobley and Jared Allen down there, you're going to need all the size you can get. So, yeah, I think for those reasons that even with Zach back, that lineup will still be the same.
Or you need as much shooting as you can get to try to draw one of those guys away from the rim so that there's space to attack the floor. I tend to agree with you. I think there's just – I mean, if Javonte had, come in tonight and been, what he was in that first or second preseason game, maybe. But I just don't see the value in doing it right now. Maybe Caruso stays in and they move Patrick to the bench and have him at the 4 where he played a little bit tonight. My guess is that it's going to be Io, Zach, DeMar, Patrick, and Vooch.
Yeah.
Yeah, if Javonte could shoot, it might be a much easier decision for Billy to make.
No question.
But Javonte can't shoot.
Yeah.
Love you, Javonte. Couldn't hit the bronze title bar tonight.
Not tonight. And it was a tough night. And I don't know if it was the hip bothering him, you know what I'm saying, or things like that. I don't know what it was.
Or he didn't have his athletic greens.
Or he just didn't have that. Oh, Joey, yes. Joey, I sent that to you.
Shout out to our friends at C-Red UK.
Yeah, bring that up, Joey.
Who are trying to make new marketing material for our friends at Athletic Greens.
Yo, it was brilliant, all right? Shout out to them, man, for this brilliance right there. Joey's going to bring that up on the screen for you right there. Oh, look at it. Look at this. Yo, that is brilliant stuff, man. With it, without the athletic greens, dog.
So with athletic greens, that's me after post game tonight. I'm going to go out and I'm going to have some fun.
True. Yeah,
that's going to be me tomorrow morning.
Yeah,
is Javonte without his athletic greens.
But also let me tell you something. The thrill, it's always that Javonte with the whiff because he always got his athletic greens, man. He's always flying high in the friendly sky because he's the GOAT.
I was in the Javonte on the ground position after that game tonight.
I was actually lying on the ground.
Physically,
physically lying on the ground.
Will was with you there in spirit.
After DeMar missed
I was doing my nerd thing on the computer. That was the funniest tweet I've ever seen.
37 cycles.
Who's that nerd guy playing on his computer while everybody else is having fun?
Man. They doubled down too. They're like, well, why isn't he happy that the team did well and
who
won?
Said he wasn't
He's like
he's just not jumping around like two children. That's it.
Who these people are?
How dare he be an adult? Come on, man.
No cheering in the press box, man.
Exactly.
You gotta know that.
That's why That's why when they put us in the press box, it wasn't good. All right, because we hear that.
Yeah.
Oh, you're
when we were in the press box a few times.
Yeah.
Our old job. They were like, what the. These idiots doing in here.
Being us is what we were doing.
37 cycles expecting a bounce back game from Io tomorrow night. I would say, based on everything we've seen, much more likely that Io has a bounce back game than Pat does. I mean, going up against Allen and Mobley and this big Cavs team.
Tough assignment.
How do you feel any kind of confidence if you're a Bulls fan about to watch Pat try to do better tonight, or if you're Pat yourself?
Yeah, it's tough.
That. It's not like he was trying to throw blows with Kristaps tonight.
That's true, man. It's tough. It's just tough because these two games don't give you any ammunition, or at least me any ammunition to be like, yo, I'm about to see this in game 3. All I got is hope. That's all I got right now for Patrick Williams is hope, man. I have to hope that he plays better on any side of the ball. I need him to make an imprint. Because they're going to need him on any side of that basketball tomorrow, man. He's got to make an imprint, got to make a statement tomorrow, man. Just physically, scoring, however you want to make that statement, it's got to be made tomorrow. We got to see something out of you, bro.
Must. In the comments, Locon asking, will CHGO Bulls be at the Madhouse tomorrow?
I'll be there.
That guy will.
Goat will.
Will to go Gottlieb.
Go say hi.
He'll be there. Not cheering or dancing.
Right.
I'll just be that nerd on his
when the Bulls make buckets.
Nerd on his computer.
That is such a disturbing image. Oh, where is his head?
Yo, man. Burke Nowitzki out there, baby.
We got to show that to say vibe.
Oh, definitely got to show that to say vibe, bro. Definitely got to show that to say vibe. Burke Nowitzki.
Oh, man.
You should have put Matt's face on that, dog, and the Burke in his hand.
Yeah, I was thinking about how to make the whole thing.
Right.
But it's not Peck Burke Nowitzki. It's Burke Nowitzki.
No, it's
so I was,
fair
Burks
enough.
is Burke Nowitzki.
I see
I
what
was
you're saying.
thinking like, do I want to put Dirk wearing his, Burks on his feet? But I don't think
Right.
that works. It's like not as fun.
No, you
I
did
see
right.
what you,
It's
no, you
Burke
did right,
Nowitzki.
Joey. I see your reasoning.
I mean, it's just very unsettling to see
I agree.
just
It
a shoe
freaked me
where
out
a
to
neck
look
and
at
head
it.
should be. I'm
Don't do this to Will,
Will's spilling on us.
man. Don't do this
I
to
was
Will.
thinking maybe like Burks for hands. Like, remember, was it you or was it Law who made that chicken parm sandwiches for hands Patrick
yes,
graphic?
I remember
I think
When you
me and
got
Law
that scoop
we each made our own version of that.
That was so wild.
But I was gonna do it because I was gonna do it really quickly just on this computer right here. If you don't know and you're watching, there's a monitor right in front of the camera so they could see everything I'm doing on my computer. I'm like, this is too ridiculous to start doing because they're gonna not be able to continue their conversation.
No,
why are you doing that, Joey? Stop.
I must have just been focused on my phone, my screen here in the comments because I did not notice you were making that, and that's why it scared the bejesus out of me when you put it up on the main monitor.
It was well done, though. It was very well done.
Burke.
man. Burke
Nowitzki.
Nowitzki.
Little
Yes.
piece of news for the Cavs guys who did drop their season opener to Toronto on Wednesday. Tight game, 108-105. Donovan Mitchell, the new Cavaliers All-Star, had 31 in his debut, 12 of 21 from the field, also dished 9 assists. But unfortunately, his backcourt teammate, Darius Garland,
All-Star.
left that game early after an accidental poke to the eye from Gary Trent Jr. And according to Cavs coach JB Bickerstaff, at their practice yesterday, his eye looks real gross. Swollen, bloodshot, scratched up, all messed up. Like a steak,
Doc,
like a
what's the
steak in a
breakdown,
blender.
Doc? What's the Doc? What's the breakdown? Looks real gross.
And just got confirmation while the Bulls game was going on tonight. Did not fly with the team to Chicago. Will not play tomorrow night.
Yeah, man.
So, Darius Garland, good luck with the gross, messy eye
Seriously,
situation
man.
you got, but kind of
Seriously.
a break for the Bulls.
Definitely a break for the Bulls. Garland is amazing. All right,
he real good.
That dude is really, really good. So this is definitely a break
He's a
for the
hooper.
Bulls, but it's not like you can take it off. You know what I mean? You still got Donovan Mitchell. You still got Evan Mobley. You still got Jared Allen out there. They still got a really excellent basketball team. So, yeah, it's going to be a challenge. And it's going to be rocking at the UC too, man. It's going to be deep at the UC, baby. First game. I'm excited for you to be there.
I'm excited. I'm sad he's not going to play. I really wanted to see that group together. That's like one of the most exciting offseason moves to get Donovan and Darius together.
That pairing is one of the big reasons why people see the Bulls falling into being a playing team this year.
That's true.
I was very excited to go see them. So we'll have to wait and see.
Just got to watch.
But it's still going to be a really tough game. This Cavs team
no
is great.
question.
As we talked about, like internal room for growth with some of these teams. I mean, this has to be like the number one team where you can just see Mobley and Jared Allen and Garland and Donovan all just taking huge steps together at the same time. I mean, this team is just going to be really good for a long time.
Yeah, man. They're built well. So it's going to be
Central
interesting.
Division, man.
And,
It's coming.
Division, baby.
It's coming.
Yeah. But oh well.
Shout
Bulls
out
gonna be out
to
here.
still got K Love coming off their bench, who was like sneaky
going.
good for them last year.
He was
Sixth man of the year.
Sixth
almost.
man of the year.
He was, man.
Crazy.
Wait, you
Not
mean I just
actually,
need to
but
grab
he's
rebounds
in
and
the
shoot
running.
threes? Like, that's it? Okay, I got you. Got you covered. No, they're going to be a good team, man. It should be a really good game. Another Central Division battle, as Will said. That's Central
Will
Division,
be interesting to see who Biggerstaff goes with in that starting lineup
Yeah.
in place of Garland. Does he go another? Because
he go
like
Karis
their
LeVert?
guard bench isn't great, and Levert's already starting.
Right.
They were
I'm saying,
starting
is he
three
moving?
guards: Garland, Levert, Mitchell,
Right.
Yeah, I would say
and then
it's
the Twin
probably like
Towers.
Okoro.
So do you throw
or Chetty Osman?
Chetty Osman in there? He was their leading scorer off the bench Wednesday with 17. Was Chetty Osman?
then I'd
Maybe
leave
go
him.
Okoro.
I'd leave him right
or
there.
Kevin Love and go Mobley at the 3.
Oh, the the trip towers.
They've done it before. Lowry at the 3.
Billy will start drumming at the 3.
Oh my god.
Not beholden to any lineup.
Not beholden to
Then they're-
any lineup,
Then they're going to trade back for Lowry and start him at the 2 guard.
Lowry's
Speaking of
home.
Lowry, I was waiting to say it. I said at the end of last show, go turn on the Jazz game. They're up in overtime against the Timberwolves right now.
That's right,
Dude.
baby.
The Jazz.
Jazz going to be a sneaky bad at tanking team?
They're going to be a sneaky, bad, good team.
Danny
be a
Ainge is
playing
pissed
team.
right now.
Oh.
Playing team. What'd you say?
I said Danny Ainge is pissed.
Danny is.
God
This
damn
isn't the
it.
Lowry I
You
wanted.
had one job, Lowry.
This
No,
is
they're
the Lowry
trying to
I
beat
asked
the
for.
Timberwolves so that, I mean, they have their draft pick too, so they're trying to tank the value.
Oh, snap.
It's a win-win.
Right.
Whoever-
they do got all
whoever
those
wins.
picks. You're right. It's a win-win. Right. No, he's excited about this one. It's a win-win. He's right. But, man, shout out my man Loud.
My God.
And John
Rudy
Morant
Gobert
also.
has 23 rebounds. That's
Oh,
a
my
lot
Lord.
of rebounds.
I'm going to say that's a lot. And did you see young John Morant out there?
I'm going to say that's a
49
lot.
is what he ended up with.
I mean, real winners would have gotten that. Would have gotten that last point to have a 50 burger.
Dave, you got a goon of the night? We forgot to do it.
No, they didn't win no good tonight, bro.
no.
Only
win,
for
no
victories,
good of the
man.
Absolutely not.
Belts are for winners. All right, that's how that goes, baby.
Yeah.
Belts are for winners. So hopefully, I'm giving it out tomorrow night. Hopefully, I'm giving it to Patrick Williams.
Yeah.
That would be awesome. I
Thanks.
would
Patrick Williams with a spoon of the night.
Oh my Lord!
Just, I don't know, useless.
what? The spoon?
I don't know.
How are spoons useless?
Because spoons have nothing to do with basketball. That's why. Patrick Williams, your spoon of the night. My God. Do better, Pat, please. I'm rooting for you. You got to give me something.
Look what you're doing to him, Pat.
I'm broken.
He's bringing up spoons.
Broken. Yeah, on that note, let's get the hell out of here.
Okay.
Everybody have a great start to your weekend and the rest of your Friday night. Hit that thumbs up button before you head out of here. We're almost to 100 likes. Let's get those triple digits. And also, keep it right here on the CHGO Sports YouTube channel. All you hockey fans out there, Blackhawks trailing the Red Wings 3-2 halfway through the third period. They were down 3-1. They got a goal to make it 1-goal game right now. So our guys, Greg, Mario, Jay,
They in the house, baby.
just got here from the
They
UC,
in the house.
bringing you fresh Blackhawks postgame at the conclusion of Blackhawks Red Wings.
Yeah. You see him with the front office, man?
What?
Did you see that?
Oh, yeah. I said
The
I
Bulls
misheard you, and I
insight.
said, did you sleep with their front
No,
office? I was like, whoa.
What?
Yeah,
No.
it's definitely
The
not.
Time
Bulls-
to go. It is definitely time to
Bulls
go.
after
The Bulls
dark.
Insight says, "Have a good weekend, y'all." Must have missed the memo. We're not going anywhere. We'll be
Yeah.
here tomorrow night.
We'll be here, bro.
Tomorrow night.
Come
You
back
guys
here.
better be here too.
Come back here.
Will_Gottlieb, BAWL Sports, Bulls_Peck, Joey Spathis. We are CHGO_Bulls.
Yeah.
We'll see you tomorrow night.
Yeah, we
Stick
will.
around for Blackhawks postgame.
Yeah, you do.
For Joey, Will, Big Dave, I'm Peck. Thanks for watching Bulls Nation as always. Appreciate the likes. Subscribe. See Red be good.